Are you on autopilot? Is that going to get you to where you want to be? Hello there, my name is Anna Lindberg. I am the founder of One Step Outside, author of Leaving the Corporate 9 to 5, and host of the Reimagining Success podcast. I'm not sure if I illustrated that very well. It was more of a robot than autopilot, but the question we're asking is this: are you on autopilot? Are you using those mental shortcuts, which, let's face it, are very, very helpful to streamline things, to simplify, to save time and energy in our lives? But are you allowing that autopilot to prevent you from making the changes you want to make? Autopilot is great when you're trying to be consistent. Again, you're trying to save time. You're trying to have that habit every day. Fantastic. Get up, your shoes are there, by the door, go for a run, boom. That's a positive autopilot. Not so positive when you're telling yourself this story of, I'm a procrastinator, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. It's that fixed mindset that Carol Dweck talks about rather than the growth mindset. I have all those limiting stories. I resort to the same old routine every time I get up. I sit down on my computer, I faff about on the Facebook, as they say, check my emails and so on, rather than, hey, I forgot this week I'm meant to be focusing on my book because I want to write this book. Or, you know what, I told myself I was going to do more video or start creating video in my business. I was going to batch create lots of podcasts and videos. I'm not doing those things because I've just once again got up, sat down and done the same old thing that I always do. So autopilot is not helpful when we're trying to do something differently or trying to do something better. So what can we do to break that pattern? And that's what we need to do. We need to break that habitual pattern. The classic is, I'm going to the office, if you remember those days of heading to an office, and every time I walk past this cafe, I'll get my favorite pastry, really lovely sweet coffee with cream and sprinkles on top and sauce and whatever, and I'll have that, and I'll probably drink it on autopilot too. So I'll buy it, I'll consume it, and I'll barely have noticed because I do the same thing every day I walk past that cafe. Instead, if I can take a different route, stand at the other end of the platform, or even just buy a different coffee, a different pastry, I can jar myself a little bit and get myself out of that automatic habitual pattern. So that's an easy example. Whether it's, grabbing your usual snack, mindlessly snacking, turning on the TV, having it on the background, biting your nails when you're anxious, or if it's something more business related, in the moment, you want to take a breath, observe, right? We need to know what's going on. We need to raise our awareness to understand, oh, okay, I'm feeling a bit stressed, so I'm doing this. Or, oh, I just sat down and even though I told myself that this was my goal over here, I've done the same thing as I always do. That doesn't work. Even if you still do the same thing, at least you've brought your attention to it. Then secondly, of course, you want to question that. Hang on a second, is this behavior getting me to where I want to be? Not really, because actually I want to lose a bit of that podge, so I don't want to grab that pastry every day, or I do want to write that book because I want to stop faffing about on the internet, right? So it's not getting me to where I want to be. The next question, of course, is, okay, how can I think differently? How can I behave differently? How can I change things up? Maybe I don't sit down to my computer right away. I grab a notepad and a pen and I go and write somewhere else. I turn off all my notifications. I turn off the internet, put myself in airplane mode. That's always really practical, really efficient to help you be more productive. So what can I change in this moment right now, do differently? That's in the short term. In the longer term, I'd advise you, number one, to get lots of sleep, because sleep is the foundation of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's what's going to give you the time, the energy, the creative space to be able to do things differently. If we're absolutely exhausted, autopilot really is a survival mechanism. And I'm saying this from, being a mother of 2 little kids. So sleep. Secondly, challenge yourself. Ask yourself, can you do this differently? How could you do it differently? And third, get other people to help you in your endeavors, right? So if I want to now really take exercising seriously, follow a regime, eat better, I'm going to invest in a personal trainer, nutritionist. I'm going to get that tailored plan, schedule. They're going to help me. I've got classes certain times, and I'm going to follow that process and I'm going to get to where I want to be. They're going to hold me accountable. We're going to measure, and I am going to be successful, certainly more successful than if I just tried to do it myself and told myself the same story. Oh, I'm never going to get fit because I just don't have time. I'm too tired and I'll exercise tomorrow. Same thing with business, right? So investing in a mentor, a coach, joining a community, having someone who can support you, give you tailored guidance on your strategy, give you that accountability, cheer you on, to celebrate as well, but really to question, to push, to challenge you when you are making excuses for yourself and latching onto the same old stories, the same old habits and procedures that you've been following so far. So an important message again this week: are you on autopilot? And if so, what can you do? And I've given you some examples there of what you can do in the moment. Breathe, observe, question, see what you can do differently. And in the longer term, sleep, question again, and get the support you need to help you get to where you want to be. Again, you're very welcome to get in touch if that sounds like something you'd like to do, if you'd like to break that autopilot, if you'd like to really focus on the right strategies for you and your business and your life ultimately. Get in touch. You can send me a direct message, or you can book a call at onestepoutside.com/call. That's onestepoutside.com/call. I look forward to speaking to you and to helping you get off that autopilot. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.